Korea and Japan share a complex and intricate relationship that spans across history. Today, we will delve into the historical context and explore the dynamics of the Korea-Japan relations. Korea-Japan relations before the 19th century. The historical relationship between the Korean peninsula and Japan can be traced back to the Three Kingdoms period. During this time, Baekje, one of the Korean kingdoms, had a particularly close relationship with the Yamato regime, which later became Japan. They engaged in various forms of interaction, such as exchanging swords known as chiljido, sharing advanced technology, and providing military support to each other. Additionally, some individuals from Baekje, who had been defeated by the Silla kingdom, sought refuge in Japan. However, the subsequent Korean kingdoms, unified Silla, Balhae, and Goryeo, had limited direct exchanges with Japan. This was partly due to the political landscape in Japan, where multiple governing entities existed simultaneously. Goryeo, in order to defend against potential northern invasions, formed an alliance with the Song dynasty and engaged in interactions with various other countries, including Arab nations. The dynamics between Korea and Japan shifted during the Joseon dynasty. Conflicts emerged as Toyotomi Hideyoshi successfully unified Japan and formulated plans to occupy the Korean peninsula and expand into China. In 1592, the Imjin War erupted, lasting for 7 years and causing significant turmoil in the region. Korea-Japan relations after the 19th century. In the 19th century, Japan underwent a transformative period of modernization known as the Meiji Restoration, during which it adopted Western cultural influences and implemented various reforms. Meanwhile, Korea faced setbacks when it was defeated by the Qing dynasty during the Qing invasion of Joseon. As a result, Korea found itself unable to embrace Western civilization without the permission of the Qing dynasty. In 1910, Japan eventually colonized Korea. The Japanese occupation of Korea lasted for 35 years and was marked by numerous incidents and conflicts that further strained the relationship between the two nations. The period of colonization brought about significant hardships for the Korean people, including cultural suppression, forced assimilation, economic exploitation, and human rights abuses. These circumstances created deep-seated animosity and resentment towards Japan among Koreans, exacerbating the deterioration of Korea-Japan relations. Korea-Japan relations after government establishment. After the liberation, the relationship between Korea and Japan remained strained. However, the United States, engaged in conflicts with communist nations like North Korea, the Soviet Union, and China, sought to encourage cooperation between the two countries. Finally, after 10 years of negotiations, the Treaty on Basic Relations between Japan and the Republic of Korea was signed in 1965. This treaty established diplomatic relations and provided South Korea with financial support from Japan. South Korea received $300 million in free loans and $200 million in paid loans, which played a significant role in the country's economic growth, enabling the construction of Pohang steel and shipyards. Despite the establishment of diplomatic relations, important political issues such as comfort women, forced labor, and the sovereignty dispute over Dokdo, known as Takeshima in Japan, still need to be resolved. Disagreements persist regarding the Dokdo-Takeshima issue, and the victims of the comfort women system have yet to receive a satisfactory apology and resolution. However, it is worth noting that the relationship between Japan and South Korea is not solely defined by negative sentiments. In recent years, there has been a significant exchange of cultural elements such as K-pop from Korea and anime from Japan, fostering positive impressions among young people in both countries. Given the deep-rooted history between Korea and Japan, resolving all grievances and negative feelings overnight is a challenging task. However, there is hope for future exchanges and efforts to improve the relationship between the two countries. Building upon the foundation of cultural exchange and recognizing the shared interests and benefits, it is possible to foster a more positive and constructive relationship in the future.